Here we go.
Whoa.
Live. Are we actually live? Are we streaming
Uh-huh.
somewhere? Okay,
We
good enough.
are
Live
streaming a couple places.
everywhere.
Hmm.
We gotta figure out how to get that audience. We're not doing a good job at that. I'm looking right at
We're
you, Emma.
doing a
Live from the other half of
fine.
a half-eaten bagel. It's a bucket-sized bucket of biz nuggets. Joined as always by Emma, still here lurking, and Matt, still on vacation in Mascardi. I'm the variable X. How long is Matt on vacation? Forever?
A week.
A week. In today's multicolored potpourri scented laptop bag called January 25th, 2022, Google good and Google bad, Spotify good and Spotify funny. Well, and some stuff we usually obsess over: Amazon, dollar stores, NFTs, all that stuff, celebrities. Here we go.
Yeah, the
Ready?
usual. Yep.
Start with Google. Google good, Google bad. Well, I think it's good, but I don't know what's wrong with me. First story: Google hires its first head of tech and society. Google tapped James Menyika, the head of McKinsey Global Institute, to be the company's first senior vice president of technology and society. The position will report directly to Sundar Pichai, which means it's a powerful position, and focuses
Yep.
on how tech affects society. Specifically,
Yeah.
the new role will work on shaping and sharing the company's view on the way tech affects society, the economy, and the planet. His areas of focus include the future of work, sustainability, and the impact of AI. Uh, Sundar Pichai said, "I'm thrilled that James Menyika will be joining Google's leadership team." Nope, Sundar, I'm thrilled because this is about me. All right, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. It's always about me. We got lots of things here that a dope like me can get excited about. Here's my list. Ready?
Okay.
First, the obvious, an executive role focusing in on how tech affects society. I mean, Jesus, what took them so long? But still, I don't know. I'm going to celebrate it. I know. If
I
you were.
I'm gonna celebrate it too because I
Okay,
feel like a
fine.
very impacted party in this way. So I'm invested.
And okay, let's talk about James. A powerful black man in tech. James is from
Thank God.
Zimbabwe. Say no more. I mean, I don't have to go into details here. I don't want to because it's embarrassing.
Nope.
But there aren't powerful black men in tech, and to have this role, and this guy is extremely qualified for this role. So I'm excited. Number 3, James has never served on a corporate board. I don't know. There's something so like sweetly innocent about that. I love that.
Before he gets swept up by
I know.
every
I
other
know.
board that needs. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
pretend to be happy. 4,
Okay.
he's married to a writer. He's married to a novelist. Come on.
Whoa.
And
All
this
right.
one's for me. This one's for me. She attended the University of Bordeaux, which means that we've probably
All
been to some of
right.
the same escape rooms. Come on. That's fun. Come on.
You've done an escape room in Bordeaux.
So many of them. I love it. Come on. I'll take
That's
you. We'll do it.
insane,
It's
Damien.
great. Number 5. I learned that Alphabet's website for investors is abc.xyz. Did you know that?
That's not real. Are you serious?
Yeah, it is real. I kind of like that.
Oh my god.
Number 6. Why am I so optimistically triggered by this new hire? I don't know. I don't know why I'm loving this so much. It's not any one of the things. It's not just because he's black or he's married to a writer. It's just like this weird combination of things that I just love. So there you go.
I'll take
So
it from you.
good. This next story, Google bad, should help to alleviate some of that my misguided optimism. Here we go. This is the one that Emma
Oh.
made me do. Google sued by DC and other states over tracking despite opt-outs. A group of state attorneys general said they were suing Alphabet's Google over what they allege are deceptive tactics designed to trick consumers into disclosing location data to more accurately target advertising. Even when consumers turn off location tracking on their phones, Google continues to track their movements, the attorneys general said. The claims amount to yet another legal challenge to Google's information gathering, which has come under intense scrutiny from regulators and consumer advocates, claiming it is more invasive than consumers want or realize. The company's already facing questions about whether it continues to track web browsers who believe its incognito mode cloaks their identity, and whether users can effectively block its activity tracking cookies.
Okay, I'm sorry I made you do that headline, but I am more than mildly concerned about me checking the box of please don't follow me and then following me anyway. So I felt
Yeah,
that it
and I
needed to
will
be shared.
say that it's another one of these cases that's brought against like a weird combination of states. It's not just like liberal states or conservative states.
Nope.
It's D.C., which is extremely liberal, but it's also like Texas and Indiana. It's a mix. It's a mix.
No one likes being tracked.
No. All right.
All right, moving on. Today, in ridiculous internet nonsense, the Beatles and John Lennon memorabilia to be sold as NFTs. It was only a matter of time, and we have finally arrived at that moment. John Lennon's son Julian is selling NFTs of Beatles paraphernalia, like a coat worn by his father in Help, a coat worn by him on the Magical Mystery Tour,
Okay,
and a
coats.
handwritten note from Paul McCartney. I don't know why there were so many coats involved, but
Yeah.
I mean,
They
don't
had
get me
cool
wrong.
coats. Yeah.
Yeah, he has this cool Afghan coat. I love that Afghan
Yeah.
coat, but of course, no one will actually receive the Afghan coat because Julian is keeping all of the actual artifacts,
Ah.
and they will just be receiving
course.
blockchain and some personalized voice memos from Julian himself. So I guess if that's what you want, that's what you want. Part of the proceeds from the sale will go to Julian's nonprofit, the White Feather Foundation. And what does the White Feather Foundation do, you might ask? Here are just a few of their causes. This is not all of the ones that are on the website, just a few.
Okay.
Clean drinking water, protecting indigenous populations, beautifying
All right.
hospitals, environmental
Beautifying.
preservation,
Okay.
and emergency
Whoa.
services in developing
Whoa.
nations.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a little frenetic. It's a
Good
little
luck with that. I
all over
understand frenetic. Yeah.
And but just my humble opinion, as the founder and chief visionary officer, that is his real title, Julian might need to streamline just a little bit.
I feel I can't make fun of Julian. He reminds me of myself. I think we had the same problem.
I would maybe you and Julian should have a chat. But in your bonus ridiculous internet headline of the day, celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Paris Hilton are diving into the metaverse before it has
Yes.
even materialized for the masses.
Good.
So the metaverse barely exists. No one really has much access to the metaverse, which is why this is ridiculous. But all you need to know is that Paris Hilton has a virtual island on Roblox, and Snoop Dogg is launching Snoopverse on Sandbox. If you don't know what either of those two things are, I barely do either, so maybe you can tell me. But if you want to spend $450,000 for a plot of land in Snoopverse, I can't condone it, but that is an option you now have if you so choose.
Seriously? $450,000?
An NFT collector spent $450,000 on a plot of land in
What?
Snoopverse.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
That is real.
I will say this from that same article that they quoted Reese Witherspoon, who tweeted that every person will have a parallel digital identity in the near future.
Reese, I like many of the movies and TV shows you put out, but just no.
Well, I will say this. It helps me understand the metaverse now for the first time. Like, we're just
now that
gonna
Reese
create...
Witherspoon is involved?
No, it's just that we're gonna have our doppelgangers are gonna exist in this. We're gonna have two versions of us. That's what she's like? Well, I never really thought of it that way.
I'm
So props
already
to you,
having
Reese, for making
a
me
hard
understand
enough
it.
time managing this one version of myself. I do not need a second to babysit.
Yeah, that's for shit.
Too
Sure.
hard
Well,
with the
maybe you can make the second version the better version.
And then what do I do with the first version? Now it's just a subpar version that
Put her on a couch. Put her on the 2 train. What does it
honestly,
matter?
she'd be happy on a couch.
All right, here we go. Okay, it's time for some updates and some of our favorite stories that never quit. Here's part 1. I got 2 parts here, but I actually got like 4 or 5 parts. Amazon warehouse worker says the e-commerce giant tried to discipline him for talking about forming a union with coworkers. Amazon accused David Isaiah Thomas of soliciting on behalf of the union during work hours. Workers at Amazon's Bessemer, Alabama facility are set for another vote February 4th. I just told you all that just to remind you that this vote's coming up because it's important. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
I need
Next.
a reminder. Thank you.
Billionaire Leon Black, we've covered this dude
Ooh.
many, many times, accuses Josh Harris of trying to destroy him. That's the headline. Okay, Disgraced idiot Leon Black, who tried to play Mr. Innocent and keep his job as CEO at Apollo Global Management last year, despite paying his buddy and convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein $158 million for tax advice.
That's some expensive advice.
Yeah, I mean, how do you cover up that story? Has escalated his fight against his former business partner, Josh Harris. That's the co-founder of Apollo and the co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. Naming him as a defendant in a lawsuit that lays bare the bitter battle for control of Apollo Global. Are you with me so far?
I am. I have no love for the 76ers, so this is all good by me so far.
Okay. The new claim portrays the drama at Apollo as a Shakespearean tragedy, accusing Harris of organizing a coup to overthrow Black. Although, I mean, you know,
the drama.
$158 million to Jeffrey Epstein. Do you really need to organize much to get rid? I mean, come on. Yeah. Anyway, here's what Black's legal team wrote of Harris in the filing. Quote, like Shakespeare's Iago, enraged by being passed over for promotion, he turned his wrath on his mentor and leader, end quote. Our first pompous Shakespearean reference. And from a true dirtbag. You gotta love it. This is a first for us.
How dare he invoke Othello? Just blasphemous, truly. All right, moving on. Here's the headline. Neil Young threatens to delete Spotify catalog over Joe Rogan vaccine misinformation. Yeah, I like this one too. Because Neil Young has earned himself some Gen Z respect that I apparently am giving him on behalf of all Gen Z, because that is a power I have.
Yeah, do it.
For writing an amazing letter to Spotify requesting that his music be removed from Spotify if they don't remove Joe Rogan from their platform. He said, this is a direct quote from the letter, I want you to let Spotify know immediately, today, all caps, that I want all my music off their platform. They can have Rogan or Young, not both. That's an ultimatum. I like it.
That's great.
However, Spotify has.
I want Young. By the way, if it's up to me, I want Young.
I'm also taking Young for the record.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
Spotify has removed 20,000 podcast episodes in an effort to mitigate COVID misinformation, including 40 episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience. Mm-hmm. But that isn't good enough for my guy Neil, and I think I love him for it. And our bonus Spotify headline today, there are a lot of bonuses today. Spotify takes Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's podcast into its own hands after couple produced no content for a year. Poor Spotify.
We do it like daily. Why can't they? What's wrong with them? That's $30 million. They got a $30 million contract. No content for a year.
Hey, in Harry and Meghan's defense, it is very time-consuming to leave one of the longest-standing monarchies in the world when your uncle is being investigated for having sex with minors. They have a lot on their plate right now.
Yeah. See how we went back to Epstein there?
It all ties in.
Look, Harry and Meghan, we do that. We have to create content for this daily. I understand. It's a grind. It's like it's not. I get it. It's not that easy. But grow up. Come on. All right.
They have produced one episode. I feel like that's important to share.
All right. Well, go to school or something. I don't know. Just like educate yourself.
Busy.
Get better at stuff. Here we go. Let's wrap it up. Finally, a few more updates on some of our favorite stories that never quit. Okay, back to Family Dollar. Here's the headline. This is a doozy of a headline. The human cost of Family Dollar's low prices. Its workers describe 80-hour weeks, sleeping in chairs, and snakes in the stockroom.
Snakes? Like real
yes, that's right.
slithery snakes?
Yeah. Another story on Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. They just don't quit. And yes, your ears are working, Emma. I said snakes. Here we go. Managers told Business Insider they worked 80-hour weeks, slept in chairs, found snakes in stockrooms, worked in unsafe and unsanitary conditions, were held up by gunpoint, and didn't even get overtime. I mean, at least pay them overtime for the friggin' snakes. There should be an automatic clause. The maybe good news here is that workers are fighting back, bringing thousands of individual arbitration cases against Family Dollar all at once in a new practice known as mass arbitration. Okay. I don't understand what that is. It sounds exciting. I reached out to the author of that story for an interview, so hopefully the dude writes us back, because I want to know more about this. This sounds exciting. Mass arbitration. I like fighting back.
Unfortunately, it sounds a lot like forced arbitration, which is a bad thing. So my brain is but
Write us
I think
back.
I like it.
Dude, yeah, let's talk about it. And finally, lastly, here's the headline. We have a lot of good headlines today. Jon Stewart once told Jeff Bezos at a dinner with the Obamas that workers wanted fulfillment, not jobs running errands for rich people. That's a recipe for revolution. Okay, that's a big
I think
headline.
that there's some discussion to be had about wanting fulfillment. I think I just like want to not be told, but I'll take it.
Okay, here's the story. Stewart said that Uncle Hefe and they discussed what he saw as the economy of the future, one that would rely on service workers to perform tasks. I mean, can you believe this guy, Bezos? I mean, even if you thought that, to say that at a dinner to other like reasonably intelligent people, like
They're being served if it's being hosted by the Obamas, by the way.
Yeah, it makes me ill. Stewart said he told Bezos he disagreed, adding that people wanted to feel proud of their work and like they were contributing to society, not just running errands for people that have more than you. Stewart said, I think he views everybody as like a part of a fulfillment center. And so I said, I think that's a recipe for revolution. And then, like, kind of a hush falls over. And then you hear Obama from across the couch go, I agree with John.
Whoa.
And since this is about me and not about Obama, let me say, I also agree with John.
And as Damien Jr., I also agree with John.
And by the way, I wanna point out something about Business Insider. Describing Jon Stewart in your article as merely a comedian, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it belittles his position in this battle. I'm just saying.
I agree.
I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way to call Jon Stewart, to just label him as a comedian. There's more to the man than that, okay?
Jon Stewart has testified in front of Congress. He changed the landscape of late night TV.
Yeah, he's a
Come
writer,
on.
director. I mean, there's a lot more going on. Producer, there's a lot more than just a comedian. Don't belittle this art. I think it's a great. I actually think this is a wonderful anecdote. It's a great little moment here. So yeah, come on. I know you weren't trying to belittle him, but it bothered me. All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's it.
Wow. The show has turned into in defense of Jon Stewart, but
Why not? Why not?
why not? We both like Jon Stewart. This is great. Cheers. Damien and I are gonna go drink some more coffee now. That was Business Pants. I am Emma Lurking. That was Damian Rollis, and Matt isn't here to spew bullshit about how much you suck at following us and listening. So I'm not gonna do that because you're an adult. You can make your own choices. We're just awesome.
Yes.
See you tomorrow. Bye.